So, with the holiday season approaching, we'll start seeing many people out and about ringing bells for the Red Kettle campaign. So, kind of tell me a little bit about that, how it started.
The Red Kettle Campaign started a number of years ago. It's a very historic event. There was a gentleman in the Salvation Army, a major, who realized that with the use of boats, when the ferries would come across, that when folks were getting off the boat, he had this idea to have a cast iron kettle actually, to collect any donations folks had so he would have enough money to provide Thanksgiving for those that were in need in his city.
And kind of tell me about, there are a lot of hours that go into bell ringing for the campaign. How many volunteers are needed here in Central Ohio?
So the need is very great here in Central Ohio. We have, for our campaign this Christmas, we're looking to cover almost 12,000 volunteer hours. So we definitely need a significant number of volunteers for our kettle program, for our Christmas program. We are serving needs 365 days a year, so we're always in need of volunteers, but certainly it's a much more concentrated need right around the holiday season.
And how can volunteers sign up?
Volunteers can sign up two ways. They can go to our website, salvationarmykettles.org, or they can call at 614-437-2138.
And I saw on your website there's another way to support the Salvation Army with the virtual kettle. Talk about that.
So the virtual kettle works very similarly if they want to donate or if they want to participate in that way. That is a little bit different as far as the address. That is salvationarmyredkettles.org. But that way they can donate. And there's also a way to set up a virtual kettle if they want to do it that way.
And when does the campaign start, the Red Kettle campaign?
You'll start seeing us in the month of November. We have a soft launch around November 11th, but you'll see some kettles at some of our retail locations a little before that.
And are there certain hours that Red Kettles will be out, people ringing bells, or is it just depend on volunteers and kind of the stops that they'll be at?
A lot of it depends on the volunteers and the stops that they're at. We do have typically anytime between 10 and 7 p.m., those kinds of shifts, but it can vary by location and by volunteer coverage.
And most importantly, when you guys collect these donations, where do they go? Who do they benefit?
Sure. All of the donations that are collected during our Red Kettle campaign stay right here in Central Ohio. And all of those donations go right back into our programs and services, meeting the needs of our neighbors in Central Ohio.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else you want to add on?
I would just add on, if anyone is considering a volunteer opportunity, to please keep us in mind. We can use individuals, families have a good time doing these kinds of things, groups, youth groups, athletic groups, any size group or individual. We can certainly utilize your time and talent in many different ways here at the Salvation Army.